to their understanding of what spiritual and self is. But if somebody like James Arthur Ray wanted to put something on the Great Gathering website to charge $10,000 to an event for 10 days, I would say no, because that is not in truth, and that is not without ego and so forth. But we do live in a monetary world, and so there's going to be a place for you to be able to put your event, and you do have to charge money for things. And we do need to bring in donations to all of these different groups and organizations that are already established, that are already out there, to facilitate positive action and change, bringing clean water to people in Africa. You know what? If you're not careful, meaning you as in the listener, all of us, if I am not careful, that clean water that people are begging for in Africa is going to be in your backyard. Your family is going to be begging for clean water. So we need to start thinking about where we are, who we're supporting, who we're walking with, how we're doing that, and who we're supporting financially. Where are you putting your financial means? Because you can give it to a big corporation and buy yourself, that 60th pair of shoes, or you can give it to an organization that's building clean wells in Africa and changing a situation where women are getting, assaulted just to go and get clean water. That is your choice. That is your choice. That is where we are. We're at very difficult choices right now that are becoming clearer and clearer and clearer every day. And that is the difference between the past and the present. And those choices are going to continue to grow to become clearer and clearer and clearer for all of us. And that is why we are different and in a different time. So collectively, we all have a part to play. And if you feel something in your heart that's calling you, some sort of book, some sort of seminar, some sort of group, some sort of action, some sort of plan to bring about composting into your neighborhood, any of those things, go ahead, start making a very thought out, step by step. The only thing that's going to stop you is your own fear, and you don't have to have every single detail planned. All you need to do, all that is required for change, all that is required for change is one thing, and that's take the first step. Nothing else is required.
Yes, I very much agree with with all that you have said, and I think it's very important what you just said is because many people understand that money is time that you spend and the time that you've put in to get that money, and it is energy, and we need to get into the place of heart where we understand that this is not about me giving money to someone, but this is about me giving the opportunity through that energy and time manifested in the money to actually bring about change in a place where it is very important and it is needed. I can bring about change where I'm living, and we all should do that, and I think we will have to do that. But also, I think it's quite important to support those people, organizations, whatever it is, in places of the world where I personally am not available to be in that specific time, but I can still make a difference by giving it directly to the people. I mean, we need to get away from charity, and I'm sorry if I will offend anyone by this, because I know not everyone is the same, but we know that most of the charities give, and I'll be very realistic right now, give 40%, only 40%, and some is worse, to the people that actually need it. But there are starting to be different organizations that are not charities, and they will not ask you directly for money. You will just, if you feel like what they're doing is good, all that you really have to do is just give $1 per month, and you can make huge changes around the world. So I would say bluntly, let's put our money where our mouth is. Because most of the time it's not about donating thousands of dollars, not even hundreds. Most of the time, it's just giving $1, $10, or whatever your currency is. And you can actually bring about change on a global scale just with that $1 that you are giving. And that's just what I wanted to say about that. So, Miriam, we have 8 minutes left into this really, really great interview, and I'm so happy that we touched base on these great topics. So, is there anything else you would like to say before we go?
Yeah, I think, talking about that issue of how to create change, one of the most critical questions in the minds of people all over the world right now is the monetary system. And the monetary system doesn't need to, I don't know, I mean, that's a whole show in itself. But I want to make it clear that you have to use a lot of discernment as far as where it is that you're supporting and who it is that you're supporting. And know that things are not always as they appear to be. The person that you don't think is doing anything could be doing the most. The person that you think is doing everything could be ripping you off. You have to use a lot of discernment these days in what it is and who you're supporting and how you're doing something. When I say give to the groups and organizations, it could also mean starting something up in your local area. This is not about giving the money to someone else, but give it to yourself. Give it to yourself to create that project that's going to make a difference in your neighborhood. Give it to your neighbor that has a project that's going on that you want to assist them in being able to complete, or to your friend. If they're doing something, building something in your community, in your local area, get involved financially with them also. Start putting your finances to where it is that will do the greatest good for all of humanity. If that's in your neighbor, your friend, your teacher, your guru, your mentor, group, organization, company, whatever it is, do it. And think about it. Think about where you are giving that energy to, because that is part of this change that we're moving into. And if there's one thing that I want to leave with everyone that has been with me since the very beginning of me coming public, it is that I really want everyone to go out and get their heritage and heirloom seeds. Not genetically modified seeds, but heritage and heirloom seeds, so that they can plant a garden. Because if you plant a garden today, it may end up saving the world tomorrow. And it is quite as simple as that. Research Monsanto, because it is a situation that you need to be aware of what's happening. And know that step by step, if we just make that choice to take the step together, we will, can, and are creating change. And it's a very exciting process and a very exciting time. Difficult on many levels for many people, from the financial, spiritual, emotional, but there is always hope until everything is gone. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you and your team are coming up with, Agape. And as long as, for me, as long as people are focused on the positive, I'm not looking at anything else. It's about unity and changing our paradigm. So that's where things are at. thegreatgathering.org. I'm working, and so is a few other people on this website every single day. It has been up for a very long time, and I apologize again, but it will be worth it in the end, because it was done by the right person, the angel that, I just feel as though the web designer was an angel and truly a gift to us all. So I send a blessing out to her and to the graphic designer who's been working so hard with me as well, and the other supporters for the website also, many of them, filmmakers, editors, writers, photographers, everybody. I just send a blessing out to all of them. So that, I think, is how I'd like to leave things, on a positive note, with blessings to everyone. send my gratitude to the earth for allowing all of us to be here. Send a blessing of gratitude to all those of heart, and to all of humanity and life here on earth and beyond. So thank you very much for having me, Agape.
Oh, it's been a great pleasure, and I'm just so happy that you have found the time in your very busy schedule to be here with us, and I'm looking forward to the mutual cooperation on the real unity and on having you again when the time is ripe. Thank you, everyone, for being here. You've been listening to Truebook Radio. This has been part 1 of the Real Unity series. Please tune tomorrow. Again, I'll be having an interview with a very, very interesting person, a gentleman called Max Eigen. If you've not heard about him, just follow Truebook on Facebook. You'll have all the information you need, and I'll make it very clear how to tune into the show and when to tune into the show so no one is confused. So just thank you very much for being here, and I wish you a very blessed day.